everyone. This is a conversation is part of Coherence 2025, and I'm here with Jay Cousins. Fuck. So, Jay, I'm here with Jay Cousins from Canopy, who is joining Coherence as a project, and I'm looking forward to learn about you and your project today. Hello.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you again.
Yeah. All right. So tell me about Canopy and how it connects with teams of wise AI and conscious collaboration.
Okay, so yeah, at the core philosophy of Canopy is that presently we exist in a space where all of the technology, all of the processes, all of the kind of social technologies and physical technologies, or at least a majority of them, for building a kind of reality and growing a kind of reality that cares for both humanity and the environment, already exist. So the question I'm carrying is, why are these solutions, I mean, and they need to be taken as an ecosystem of solutions rather than looking at things in an individual basis, but why aren't they more widely distributed? What are the challenges and obstacles to ensuring that we can actually create these infrastructures, that we can propagate these products, systems and solutions, that we can actually care for one another and care for the environment in how we live? And Canopy's looking at how we can actually assist with that. And I would say kind of conscious collaboration is a key part. One is creating a unifying story and exploring how each of the different organizations and individuals around the world which are already working to grow this canopy of care, which they're already doing it in isolation. And how do we join the dots? How do we connect them? How do we ask the questions that need to be asked as to what is it that you need, that you can just be focused on your part, that you can just be doing the bit that you're really good at, and what exists within the ecosystem already that can support that. Because if we can create this for one another, that we are serving one another, that we are prioritizing the care of those that care and that are building infrastructures of care. If we can do that, then we can create a solid foundation amongst ourselves, that we all reach a position where we are stronger and more capable, and also that we're not duplicating all of the unnecessary bullshit that we need to do just to exist and survive, either as an organization or as an individual, within the culture of cruelty that we're trying to transform.
Yeah. Wow, this is the essence of Coherence, what we are doing here as well.
Exactly. Well, that's why that's why I was very interested in this as a prototype and an exploration to kind of learn more, because it feels like this is an action that I could take and participate in that would better inform my own approaches, and also as a state of finding others, finding the people that are already exploring and already taking action to do this. And I suspect even that there are probably parallel projects like Coherence out there as well, that it's a case of finding those others and growing this core, that we can ensure that we are all acting like mycelial threads as a part of the same set of challenges, and it's not something that needs to be restricted or controlled. It gains power in its growth and in its propagation.
Beautiful. So can you give me some examples of solutions within the Canopy ecosystem?
Yeah, so at the moment it's still very much in the early days and in its infancy, but there are numerous different projects that I'm working on with collaborators to move things forward. So on one very simple scale, I'm working with a group called Solarpunk now to explore how this stone paper, which essentially you can wipe it and
Yeah.
you can erase it. So with this technology, it embodies a specific design philosophy, which is moving from commodity products to infrastructures which last. So the stone paper removes the need for using paper and destroying the forests because it's something you can use again and again and again. And it acts as a physical substrate for your ideas. And I'm working with Solarpunk now around the concept of how to make saving the planet your business. And so in this respect, it's looking at how can they as a company create the easiest possible means by which anybody can collaborate with them. So if anybody can become your sales force through different affiliate campaigns, but also through partnerships, if anybody can become a part of your marketing department, if anybody can become a part of your innovation department, and this is at the core of what open source ideas are supposed to be about. And technically, I mean, this is manufactured by a proprietary organization, but then there are always going to be materials within anything until we get to that base level. But it allows for people to create just by cutting it with scissors, by changing the size, you can change the form factor and the function and the use case. By printing on the material, you can create a calendar or a bullet journal or various different things. So there is infinite potential within the ecosystem for innovation. So how do we make it easy for these explorations to take place? Another one is the Modular Commons, which is exploring how we can actually take empty urban buildings such as offices and warehouses, and this is a much larger project. So the stone paper one is very simple and easy to grasp.
You moved very fast from something super basic to something bigger, okay?
Yeah, yeah, but this is to, I guess, to give some of the
scope,
the scope and the range of the level. So the Modular Commons is about taking these offices which are no longer used and warehouses which are no longer used, which are actually very difficult because of the way in which they've been built and designed, using conventional building models and practices to retrofit that they can actually be used for accommodation or community spaces or so on, because the structural needs are very different. But what Modular Commons does is it takes existing modular housing systems like WikiHouse, for example, but also the best of existing regenerative materials, which people don't have the opportunity to experience. And the beauty of a lot of off-grid technologies is that they are designed to be standalone, so you can use them in different contexts without necessarily needing to have an entire plumbing infrastructure built around them, for example. So the Cinderella toilet, it basically turns the shit to ash, which can then be used in the garden. So it creates this window of opportunity where we can actually showcase and give people the opportunity to experience what a regenerative future might look like within existing unused urban spaces, turning them into places which are of value both for the landowner and also for the communities that they serve, and simultaneously allowing people to experience what a regenerative lifestyle might look like. how might it feel to live even for a short while in a or to experience what a regenerative space looks like, where everything that you do produces food forest as a byproduct and habitat as a byproduct, rather than everything you're doing producing desert by default, which is the present system that we're in. Much as we might try as individuals to solve it, I think we can only really address these issues systemically, and not agonizing as individuals. Okay, I have to take care of everything myself to make myself a better human, but I can take care of one part of the system, one set of needs that serves me and everybody else in an authentically regenerative way, and then I can be supported in other areas of my life, that other people can make it easy for me, that I can buy that or acquire that through my own labor as a service that I value. And the Modular Commons represents like a landing point for that, around which other regenerative businesses can plug in. So, for example, like if there's a community that the Modular Commons is serving, ideally this would be also providing co-working space for regenerative businesses. Those businesses would also operate in a more modular fashion. So potentially you wouldn't have to deal with your accounting and your bureaucratic bullshit and how to meet with the regulations, because this would be supported by one of the larger, more advanced organizations that has already been through it. So you can just focus on doing your part within this system. But then also you might have lifestyle plugins, for example, like community supported agriculture, which then allows you not to have to worry about your shopping and your food, and not have to go into the biomark and agonize over, okay, am I buying the organic bananas in the plastic wrapping, or or the ones not wrapped in plastic but which are not fair trade, etc. Like there's all of these different layers and cognitive loads that we cannot address as individuals, but each of us has the power and potential to address a certain part of it. So the Modular Commons is more about that actual prototyping of the physical infrastructures and creating community spaces where these ideas can land and be experienced, and also to take the best of what already is in existence and move it towards something that is even better. So to build upon the innovations that are already out there, so we can start where we are, but at the same time maintain that dissatisfaction that we can move towards something better.
Sure. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm super curious because I know already some projects that have signed up for Coherence, and I am wondering who to connect you with. Now, who would you like to have conversations with? Like, who do you want to reach?
So I already had a discussion with Yoshi, which was interesting, because yeah, I mean, he like people that have spaces is already interesting, and I've scheduled one with Joggle, is it? Which should hopefully take place.
All right,
later.
I don't know that.
Okay, maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, but yeah, I think what interests me is on one hand with the conscious collaboration and AI, how these things intersect. So I'm especially interested in organizations that are working on this element of the challenge. So one consideration is like, how do we replicate the way in which mushrooms explore solving problems and challenges? So what they do is they each mycelial thread is both a lab and a mouth. So everything it encounters, it asks this question, like, how does this become food, or how does this become habitat? And where it experiences something that it hasn't eaten before, then it looks at, what is this like? What is this similar to? What enzymes or processes could I apply, or habitat shifts could I apply, or other species I can invite to in order to turn this not yet food into food. And if we take that approach across the network, so I want to meet like the people working in the AI field or this field where they're exploring this question: how do we better connect around shared areas of investigation? How do we facilitate that to allow for people to share both their failures and their successes, so that when we look at a problem or a challenge, we can, on one hand, we can see those other threads, we can see the others. So, for example, what that might look like even is if I'm doing a search around a specific topic, and then I can see who else within the network has been exploring that shared topic, then I know that we're walking on the same path. And it might be that there's dead ends that I don't want to, like, I shouldn't waste my time on, but I can see those dead ends, or I can see those point of failures, or why those things have failed. Yeah, I'm getting a bit into the design, but people that are working in this space, of making it easier for us to get the information that we need around the problems that we're looking at the moment that we're looking at them, and connect directly with the people that are sharing these quests, that we might better exchange what worked and what didn't work. And then once one member gets the upgrade, then we all get the upgrade. You know, once one person finds a solution, and it might not apply in every context, but we also share a lot of contexts. It might be that we need to take a solution and adapt it to our local environment, but there are so many solutions that exist. It's like, how do we make it easier for these solutions to land where we are? How do we overcome these obstacles together? So,
I see a lot of, I would say, like when you were talking, I saw a lot of connections that I can make for you in the future, because I see that I see certain projects that I'm talking, for example, about symbiosis, which this is something for you to investigate. Absolutely, I will send you the link. And they didn't join Coherence yet, so this is why I'm saying future. I'm also thinking that you could talk to Quorum One. Quorum One is an ecosystem of ventures, also with this layer that allows us to run companies, accounting, like outsourced to the network. I don't have to take care about this, right?
Yeah.
And, so this two I'm thinking about. Who else? I'm feeling I would like to send our video once it's recorded and published to some people, so that they can see, and then they can, because I don't know everybody in Coherence, right? I didn't talk to everybody. I didn't watch all the videos, so yeah, but we will figure. But I see that you are also doing your own work already by basically checking people's profiles and inviting them for conversation even before we had a project welcome call. So this is great. I am very happy that you took the steering wheel in your own hands. It's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like I have a question regarding I guess the process to some degree, because it's inspired me now to, what I'm trying to do is shift towards building in public in general.
Yeah.
So I want all the calls related to Modular Commons or Canopy or so on, and just be recording them and sharing them as a way of habit and a means of habit. And so one of my questions was to this end, like, why does Coherence have a boundary? And is it just that it's to just have this test area to begin with, because it already potentially has the potential, if people within the network are hashtagging it and growing beyond, then maybe there's other ways in which people that are already having these conversations can be sharing and bringing them together into the space.
You're saying that the boundary in terms of themes of wise AI and conscious collaboration, is that what you mean?
Yeah, or that there are. So let's say I discovered somebody that was doing wise AI and conscious collaboration that wasn't within the community already.
Mm-hmm.
That conversation would probably still be of relevance, but maybe this is something to explore beyond June. But it's just a provocation.
No, but it's a very interesting question. So, I mean, one of my questions is, what kind of questions do you have for us, right? So
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah.
But let me understand what you mean by boundaries.
So within Coherence at the moment, we're invited to create chats between people that are already within the Coherence frame. And so this is what I mean to some degree with a boundary, that's the bounded frame. Okay. If there's conversations outside that are with other organizations that are likewise exploring conscious communication or conscious collaboration and wise AI, then it might make sense also to be able to bring those in easily just by saying, this is a coherence conversation, rather than saying, first we have to onboard you into Coherence, but this is a coherence conversation, therefore it should be a part of Coherence. Can we just add it? Like, how do we make it as easy as possible that the network can grow, and that the knowledge within the network can grow, and people can identify as a part of it? So yeah, this is I guess what I mean by that.
I see that, and you see, we are building an MVP, so it's all built in like a no-code platform, which is a layer over Airtable, right? It's the tool called Soft. So basically, it's a very basic structure, a minimum viable structure, if you will.
Yeah.
And basically, it works in the way that we designed it as a first sheet draft. So basically, we wanted to test it and see if it works, if people will be excited to invite one another for conversations. And we've launched an experiment, and we wanted to see if our intuitions are confirmed that it will become a thing, right? So now we obviously see that there is a need for that. So now we can explore how to do it right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Just to have a creative constraint that you can operate with it.
Yeah. But I would say that the future, there are no limits. Like, Victor, who is the source, is very flexible and very open, very happy to be proven wrong. So he, of course, he has some like set of ideas how this can work. But we had a brilliant call. I think you should watch that one. I think it will be published this week. I will send you a link where he showed us the Miro board, where how he sees the future of Coherence. Like, we are going to build two startups. One is going to be an app, and the second one is going to be an event. Like, he calls it a big Coherence. And basically, it was called building public as a hashtag, and we are going to publish it like that because it showed how it worked. People from out of stewards circle came, and they started to question it. They started to be like, hey, how about we do it like that, not like this, right? And there was a big openness to co-create, right? So this is why it was so beautiful, and this is how it works. So I see that you have so much already, like so much discovered, so much know-how. I see that you can become a part of it because you have already done the work, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's good. Okay, so we should get back to your questions, I guess.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I would say that you are answering my questions already before I asked them. So it's great. And what do you hope out of participating in Coherence? And I mean, these 2 weeks that are ahead of us, because we have decided to extend, so to let people have more projects, but at some point we want to pause and take some summer holidays, right? So what would you like to achieve now?
So I think the first thing is to have interesting and informative connections, and to create the opportunity and space for the ideas about how we better collaborate together, and how Wise AI fits within that framework can come about. So that, and I think conversations create space for ideas to be born. So on one hand, there's the sharing of what already is and what people are already doing, and finding out about that, and how potentially it weaves in and connects with my vision for Canopy, or the vision for Canopy, because it's, it's not mine, it's something that's coming through, but it's and then also that there are new ideas and opportunities born within that space, and to hopefully find a way in which we can distill these ideas and communicate them more clearly, that we can find ways in which we might update other people as to what's happening and the state of the discussion. And I think this is where AI potentially comes in, but also just how we listen to one another and how we communicate the value outputs as they come through, that we can make it as easy as possible for each other to get what the discussion was about and what the relevant outputs are for each person as a part of the process. And I think that's something that will evolve and grow. And also to learn for myself through action, how we might do this, and how we might improve it, and how we might grow it together, and what the opportunities are for further collaboration also between Coherence and Canopy, because I think we are of the same vision.
We are made from the same soil somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. When you say distill these ideas and communicate them more clearly, what comes to me is this.
Okay.
Yeah, because what is my particular set of needs that I can help to fulfill is clarity and communication. And my aim is to communicate very complex ideas in simple words, right? So I have some track record there. So, but this is another story. And if you want, we could also have like a one-on-one, like a longer version, right, of conversation. So I could ask you about Modular Commons. And see where it is and what it needs, because to me this one is a very powerful concept. I was always interested in physical spaces and how may we make them more aligned with natural flow of energy. I'm also somebody that likes to get in the space and rearrange things, for example, because I see some energy stuck in here, so let's make space here, right? So this one is for me super powerful and super interesting. So if you wanted, we can do that. And I also think about connecting you with Nadim Hamdan, who is who is Nadim? He's like a power being, basically. I'm going to have a project welcome call with him today as well. he's involved in regenerative leadership, offering services, but he has this very, very powerful shamanic practice of talking circle. And this is like a technology, but social technology, right? And this is what we are talking about, right? And this tool of talking circle where everybody can express themselves until they are clear. And I'm thinking that this could be also something integrated in Coherence app as a tool, right? Sharing circles. So I don't know. Something makes me want to introduce you, the two of you. I think you are going to have a very powerful and interesting, informative connection.
Yeah, please introduce. It sounds like also Nadim should maybe talk to Yoshi, because I think Yoshi's doing something in regenerative leadership. So from the conversation that I had with him already.
Perfect. Yeah, amazing. Good, my dear. I think I have it. Yeah, I think I'm complete. I'm clear.
Okay, wonderful. One question I did have was, but maybe you can answer this later or send an email, but I have the video now from Yoshi and I need to upload it on the website, and I'm not entirely sure where I need to engage and place it. Like, is it easier just to mail it to you, or is there
No. This is why we have this dashboard.
Yeah.
Built in software.
Yeah.
So basically there are a few clicks to do, and I'm going to switch off the recording now, and I will take you through on a tour through the dashboard features, and I will show you how to do everything.
Okay, wonderful. Thank
All
you.
right, perfect.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
Thank you everybody for watching.
Thank you.
See you in the next episode.